Biography.
LeBron James story. LeBron James was brought into the world on December 30, 1984 in Akron, Ohio, U.S. Family child of Gloria Marie James and Anthony McClellan. James was conceived when his mom was 16 years of age. Since his introduction to the world, his mom would have rather known nothing about him, forsaking her mom because of drinking issues, so he was raised exclusively by her. He had a troublesome initial not many years since his mom couldn't look for gainful employment, carrying on with a traveling existence in Akron. Studies. His mom gave him a ball and a circle, showing his capacity to play b-ball since early on. Regardless of his mom's level, 1.65 meters, LeBron James was tall quite early on. At the point when he entered school, he was embarrassed about the everyday life he had, which made it challenging for him to make companions. He played ball and American football, in which he stood apart because of his athletic form. His football trainer, Frankie Walker, affected his life. Given James' concerns at school, Walker concurred with LeBron's mom that he move into his home with his family so he would have a more steady climate. Getting great school results, ball player Walker started showing him how to play ball at 9 years old, training him for quite some time. He got back to his home year and a half in the wake of isolating from his mom. However, because of monetary issues, he needed to get back to Frankie Walker. He made a serious group with 4 companions, given the potential and brotherhood they had. 4 of the colleagues, known as the Fab Four, chose to enlist at St. Vincent St. Mary's Secondary School to play together. They figured out how to expand the prominence of the organization during the years they were at the middle. His ability was concealed by his guides with the goal that he would complete his investigations first. Sports race. He decided to play with number 23, to pay tribute to his golden calf Michael Jordan. His different icons were Penny Hardaway and Jason Kidd. At 17 years of age, he was at that point 2.00 meters tall. His secondary school group was the Battling Irish. During his time in secondary school, he arrived at figures of 2,657 places, 892 bounce back and 523 helps, drawing into consideration of extraordinary game stars, for example, Shaquille O'Neal, and a portion of his games being broadcast broadly. He needed to enter the NBA draft without having completed secondary school, yet he was not permitted. He was named Mr. B-Ball on 3 sequential events, Best Secondary School Player 2003, among other MVP prizes. Cleveland Cavaliers. In the 2003-2004 season, LeBron James was chosen by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the principal position of the 2003 NBA draft. He appeared against the Sacramento Rulers, where his figures were 25 focuses, 6 bounce back, 9 helps and 4 burglaries. He got done with averaging 20.9 focuses, 5.5 bounce back and 5.9 helps per game in his most memorable season. In his subsequent season, he was chosen to play in his most memorable top pick game with the Eastern Gathering, scoring 13 focuses in his group's triumph. Currently in his 3rd year, he qualified for the end of the season games. Interestingly, losing in the elimination rounds against the Detroit Cylinders. In the 2006-07 season, he arrived at the NBA last. Interestingly, the main throughout the entire existence of his group, however, they were crushed by the San Antonio Spikes 4-0. After 3 additional seasons with the Cavaliers, where he broke scoring records, he changed groups when he turned into a free specialist. Subsequent to completing his agreement, Miami Intensity. His new objective would be the Miami Intensity, where he changed the number 23, resigned in recognition for Jordan, for the 6. In his most memorable season in Miami, he was crushed in the last series by the Dallas Nonconformists. In 2011-12, subsequent to completing 2nd in his gathering, LeBron James would get his most memorable NBA ring by overcoming the Oklahoma Thunder 4-1, being named MVP of the last with a normal of 28.6 places, 10.2 bounce back and 7.4 helps. In the accompanying season, they kept an elevated degree of play, coming out on top for the championship once more, a prize they would lose in the last of. The 2013-14 season, after 4 seasons in Miami, LeBron got back to the Cavaliers in the wake of being a free specialist once more. In his most memorable season back, he drove his group to one more season finisher last, being crushed by Brilliant State 4-2. With the Cavaliers he arrived at 25,000 places in the NBA at 30 years old years and 307 days. On June 20, 2016, LeBron James kept the third triple twofold in a 7th round of an NBA last, continuing in the strides of Jerry West, 1969, and James Commendable, 1988. After 2 lost finals in succession, against San Antonio and the Heroes, LeBron James drove the ring accomplishment, conquering a 1-3 misfortune without precedent for a last with a triple twofold, 27 focuses, 12 bounce back and 11 helps with 924 shooting. He played in 7 finals, winning the first with the Cavaliers as he guaranteed on his get-back subsequent to winning 2 rings with Miami, in 2012 against Oklahoma and in 2013 against San Antonio. Determination with the American group, he won the bronze decoration at the Olympic Games in Athens 2004, the FIBA Americas title in Las Vegas in 2007, bronze in the 2006 World Cup in Japan and gold in the Olympic Games. Beijing 2008 and London 2012. Interests in his initial years, he broke a large number of giftedness records, as the most youthful player to win the top pick MVP grant, at 21 years and 51 days, his epithets were above all else James, the ruler and the anointed one. Prior to playing in the NBA, he had an agreement with Nike worth $90 million. His mom gave him a Hummer H3 when he turned 18, in addition to other things, which was endorsed by the OHSAA, since just beginner players can acknowledge gifts of under $100. They cleared him and removed the triumph from his group. In 2008, the narrative film of his life, In Excess of a Game, was delivered. Los Angeles Lakers. On July 1, 2018, LeBron James, multiple times proclaimed the NBA's best player up to that point, declared the marking of an agreement with the Los Angeles Lakers for the following 4 years worth $154 million. Top scorer in history. On Walk 6, 2019, he outperformed Michael Jordan as the top scorer ever, putting him in 4th spot in this grouping, in a game against the Denver Chumps, albeit the season would end without the Lakers figuring out how to fit the bill for the end of the season games, being the 6th back-to-back year for the establishment, and the primary after 13 seasons for him. On January 25, 2020, he passed Kobe Bryant for 3rd put on the unsurpassed scoring list, only 1 day before Bryant's demise in a helicopter crash. Elite Player Game 2020. On February 16, 2020, Group LeBron crushed Group Giannis, winning the 2020 Elite Player Game. The group expected to score 33 focuses in the last quarter to come to the 157 required and outperform its opponent by 2. The game that hollowed the NBA stars against one another was played at the Unified Center in Chicago. On December 2, 2020, he marked a 2-year, $85 million expansion with the Lakers, through the 2022-23 season. In 2021, he turned into the principal NBA player to gather $1 billion in profit as a functioning player. On August 17, 2022, he expanded his agreement with the Lakers for quite a long time and $97.1 million. On October 28, he turned into the player with the most customary season games with at least 20 focuses scored in a whole profession with 1,135, and on December 28, he turned into the 10th player with the most standard season games played throughout the entire existence of the association. NBA, toward the beginning of the 2023-2024 season, James turned into the most established player in the association, following the retirements of Udonis Haslem and Andre Iguodala. On November 1, James scored 35 focuses in a 130-125 extra time triumph over the Los Angeles Trimmers. These 35 focuses denoted his 81st game with no less than 30 focuses since he turned 35, outperforming Karl Malone as the player with the most 30-point games since that age in NBA history. On November 19, James scored 37 focuses in a 105-104 triumph over the Houston Rockets, denoting his season high. He likewise tied Vince Carter for 7th on the record-breaking three-point made list with 2,290 and passed Clyde Drexler for 8th on the unequal takes list with 2,208. On November 21st, in a 131-99 triumph over the Utah Jazz, he turned into the main player in association history to arrive at 39,000 vocation focuses. On November 27th, against the Philadelphia 76ers, James outperformed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record of 66,300 minutes to turn into the player with the most minutes played in NBA games during the normal season and end-of-the-season games. On February 7, 2023, the Lakers star turned into the player with the most noteworthy places, 38,390, in the ordinary season, scoring the bin against the Oklahoma City Roar in Los Angeles. On December 9, James and the Lakers won the NBA's most memorable in-season competition with a 123-109 triumph over the Pacers, and James got the competition most significant player grant and was chosen to the all-competition group, marriage and youngsters. He wedded his secondary school darling, Savannah Brinson, on September 14, 2013 in San Diego, California. LeBron James Jr., who was brought into the world on October 6, 2004, Bryce Maximus James, who was brought into the world on June 14, 2007, and Shuri, brought into the world on October 22, 2014. One of the most outstanding b-ball players ever since his NBA debut in 2003. Victor of 4 NBA titles, 4 NBA MVP grants, 4 NBA Finals MVP grants, 3 top-pick MVP and 2 Olympic Gold Awards. He was chosen an NBA top pick multiple times and to the NBA All-Protective First Group multiple times. In 2022 he turned into the sole player in NBA history to collect in excess of 10,000 places, bounce back and aids his profession. On February 7, 2023 he turned into the player with the most noteworthy places, 38,390, in the normal season. Did you know, LeBron was the principal person of color to show up on the front of Vogue magazine?